Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to I Didn't Kill Myself This Week.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this week's episode of I Didn't Kill Myself This Week. Thank you for coming back and listening. And if this is your first time, welcome. We talk about dark humor, sad stuff, happy stuff, and mostly just three sisters bantering back and forth. This week, we're going to talk about embarrassing moments and times that give you the ick. So, with all that said, Vienna, you go first.
Okay, so we're going to start off strong by saying all my sins have been forgiven to all you judgy people. This story has so many cringy stories, so many. So you guys are going to get to know them, and it's really embarrassing, all of them. But we're going to start out with this one because it's maybe the worst, maybe the second worst. I don't know. This one doesn't give me as much ick as the next one. Anyways, we're going to jump in. I'm 15, first off. To any young listeners, that is way too young for the story I'm about to tell you. It's too young. I was 15, grade 10. I had my first boyfriend. I thought I was in love. I was so infatuated with this guy for whatever reason. You don't know when you're that age. Anyways, I was so in love with him that I decided I was going to lose my virginity to him, blah, blah, blah. And my dad had lived very close to, I don't know if do you guys even know this whole story?
Yeah.
So my dad lived very close to the school that I went to, and I lived with him part-time, I think so. Or no, I think, yeah, anyways. Because my parents were separated. So I would go back and forth between houses or visiting my dad. Anyways, I had a way to get into the apartment either way. And since it was close to the school, I was able to get in like during breaks, lunchtime, skipping school, whatever. Anyways, my mom, being a mom, had gut feelings for whatever reason. I don't know. It kills me to this day because this is the worst. Anyways, 15. I have to reiterate this because it's so bad. It's like, so my ex-boyfriend and I, we are at my dad's house. My mom texts my dad being like, hey, I just have like a gut feeling Vienna's being a shit. So my dad comes home during his lunch break, and he thankfully didn't like walk into the apartment like during, but my ex was leaving down the hallway, and then I was at the door in a blanket wrapped up. Anyways, that was probably one of the worst days of my life. It still makes me feel so awkward talking about it. I think I took my dad's heart, ripped it out of his chest, and then stomped on it. Is probably what he felt like. And I still tried to deny it for like however long. I don't know. I tried to deny it for a long time. That nothing happened. We were just hanging out. Oh, I can't even. Okay. That's just one of the stories. But to give.
But how, at the age of 15, because that's pretty young, now that you're an adult.
What was the sex like?
Was it like done, or was it like, tell me about that?
From what I remember, like decent like length, like span, but I don't remember it being good at that like. But also, like, even when I first got married, I don't remember it being like amazing. I feel like it takes you like time to get to know your partner, what you guys like, and then you get a little freaky, you start reading a little bit of smut, a little smut. Off topic. From reading smut, anybody else? I mean, Natalia, not you, but has it made you a little bit more like,
No.
Okay, just me.
the level to which I like anything that's less than normal, or I don't know, it depends. I guess everyone's normal is probably different. Hasn't changed because of books, of course.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, just always kind of in the same.
That's fair.
When I first slept with my husband, it was mind blowing, and it did not take long to
figure each other out.
No.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
was like,
I've heard. I mean, you didn't need to read smut to get wild. I heard some things you've been doing.
anyways, moving on. Older than 15.
I swear you were 16.
No, weren't you 16 dating that person?
We all feel like adults when we're at that age, but we're not.
I think he was like 16 or 17. 15 to 16 seems like a big chunk. Yeah, because I was in grade 11.
At 16.
So 16. Yeah, Still too young, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, because I was in grade 10.
I did not think this is what we'd be talking about.
I know. Okay, so that's my first story. I'm still blushing and hot in my ears, so I'm going to let someone else do a story, and then I'll do my next.
I have a list because I can't remember anything.
Z, you got any?
Not that I can think of that I'll think.
You have to have... Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and tell my next one. I don't even know if you guys know. I feel like you probably know, but Chloe knows because she was there. Most embarrassing thing ever. This is on my bachelorette weekend. Do you guys remember? I think about it so often because it was the most embarrassing thing ever. And Chloe's such a gem. I don't know if she ever told anybody. I don't know. And
I'm like, when was your bachelorette? We were in Whistler. It was so nice. I don't remember.
Okay. So, this has to be one of the most embarrassing. This is my top embarrassing story of my lifetime because it just is. And I think about it all the time. This is like, it is, yeah, anyways. Okay. Bachelorette weekend. I'm young, hot, thriving, so excited, getting married, this and that. We go to Scandinave. We're at a spa, and it's a beautiful spa in Whistler. It's a silent spa, so there's no talking. There's no talking. It's very quiet. If you talk or giggle, they like walk up to you and they're like, don't do that. There's saunas, pools. Anyway, so Chloe and I were outside by like this outdoor fire pit, and there's like these hammocks that you lie down. And we were lying down in the hammock, and I was falling asleep. And like, you know when you're like in and out of it? Anyways, I can't even. I farted. Embarrassing.
Was it like you after you ate moose? Kind of embarrassing?
No, but it's so embarrassing because it's a silent spa. Don't talk to me. I'm so red. It was so embarrassing. Chloe and I had never talked about it to this day. She was just like, it just brings me so much pain.
The fact that that's what you find so embarrassing is honestly shocking.
It was. Can you imagine you fart in a silent spa?
I have come running into the room, Vienna, because you were bare ass sitting on the floor. I thought you were moving furniture. But
Hey, you know what? It's so different when you're at home in your own comfort, okay? So different. And also not at a silent spa, okay? Anyways, that's my second. My third, it's a lot less embarrassing because younger, I had a broken foot. So I was in grade 6. I was going into grade 6. It was like that summer. And I had a broken foot, cast on, crutches. I'm in Walmart with my mom. All of a sudden, I had to go pee. Could not, like, for the life of me, could not move fast with these crutches. Long story short, I pissed myself inside Walmart, but I got new pants out of it. So, win-win. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
So much embarrassment. Oh. So, those are mine so far that I can think of, but I'm positive there's more.
Yeah, I remember this is just you saying like you think about it all the time. There's one embarrassing moment that I think about. It like pops up in my brain all the time, and it's not really that embarrassing, but to me at that time it was so embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
At a party like downtown with all the people, and I walked up to someone and like said hi and fully started conversing with them thinking they were someone else, and then didn't realize till like later, and then it hit me, and then I was like, That
would haunt me.
haunts me.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I feel like that's rude, and second of all, I don't know, just like, oh, I hate that.
That's funny because that kind of thing would also haunt me, and I would think about it all like it would haunt me.
It just lives rent free in my brain as like that was an ick moment for me for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure more will come to me.
Another one that I popped up in my head is I think I was a little older at this time, 16, 17, I don't know. Anyways, Dina had this one guy friend who I thought was cute, and we were jumping outside on the trampoline together. And again, I farted. I obviously have issues with my stomach. Also, this was at the time that I was eating just like pure vegetables, 24/7, broccoli, cabbage, everything you could think of that would cause these issues, okay? In my defense.
It was just like, how could you not be a fart machine with just eating leafy greens all the time?
Pure, yeah.
Well, let me just explain Vienna at this time. She was the most ignorant vegan asshole I've ever met. Her skin, okay, first of all, she smelled like vegetables all the time. I know you don't like when I say this, but it's true. She smelled like vegetables, and literally her skin color was more green. Like, she was more olive toned than she's ever been before. And it was because you're just eating. She was a very healthy vegan, I'll give her that. But,
I don't know if you call that healthy.
Or healthy. You just had like also I think it's such a huge appetite. Like some people like will eat like a salad, but you for every meal would eat like a salad.
Yeah.
Bowl size. Yeah.
But also it made you not eat other food. So like it worked. It worked, but
I'm a pretty stubborn person when it comes to certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can be good, cannot be good.
Okay. You got one?
Oh, yes, I have a list. Once when I was 5, family thing. I think it was Nana's anniversary, so we all got gifts. I got a new bathing suit that I tried on, came to show the family. Thought I had to fart. Wasn't a fart.
Oh.
So I'm being 5 years old, kind of cute, and doing this in my new bathing suit. Wrecked my new bathing suit.
You know what's funny is that you remember that and you were 5.
I remember that, and I remember Nana with one of her yellow buckets with the handle bathing me after and being like, "It's okay, sweetheart," because I was so embarrassed.
Oh, that's kind of cute, though.
So that one would live rent free, I think, for me too. Yeah.
Another one was in 5th grade. I was talking to a boy I liked, and I laughed, and I had a full snot bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one haunts me. Another one, I clogged the toilet at a friend's house.
Remember this? Yeah.
And I flushed it, and it wouldn't flush, and I flushed it again, it wouldn't flush. It's like, okay, I'm gonna wait a little bit, come back, and try flushing it again. I totally forgot about it. Anywho, parents, because it was the most awkward-ass family ever, had me cut it up with a fork and a knife, and then flush it. While the whole family came and just stood in the bathroom and was like, "Yeah, you need a fork and knife to flush that down," and
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a brother and a sister duo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So me and that family all in the bathroom staring at my shit, being like, "That's not gonna go down," and then they watched me cut it up.
I would rather die.
Who does that to a child?
Monsters.
Yes, monsters.
Okay, you know what's crazy though is like I heard later in life, and this story stuck with me because I didn't hear about that till later because obviously you don't want to talk about these embarrassing things. But there was like this guy telling a story on some platform of some sort, and he took a dump at his buddy's house. He's like, "Man, like, where's your poop knife?" And
Oh yeah.
like, poop knife. He's like, "Yeah, like, you know, so you can flush it."
I saw that on TikTok.
And I was like, and this is way before TikTok. Yeah, this is like a thing that like some families apparently just have, which I think is great.
I think maybe
But
they
then
need
he
to
was
address diet a little bit more. Like what I wish
like magnesium.
our
and some
parents
other
did,
things.
so I wasn't constipated for most of my youth, and my butthole bled for most of my youth.
I know there's certain things that like that I honestly think about like teaching my kid all the time so that they aren't like, oh wow, it feels like my insides are coming out my butt. I wonder what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
And then they never talk about it.
And communicated with you. Like I remember I was on this rock climbing trip, and right before we were about to go, only an outhouse, I had to poop, constipated, because I always was when I was younger. And I remember normally like strain a little bit, and I was so afraid of making noises that I like just pushed on my bottom end and just strained so hard, was trying not to make noises and to be quick so that the boys that I was rock climbing with weren't like, oh, she's pooping in there. That still haunts me. I think that's the
I know. It's so stupid how when we're younger, it's such like a taboo topic. And I remember in elementary and probably even middle school, I used to like, if someone was in the bathroom, I wouldn't pee and I would wait till they were out and I would like, then I'd pee and then I'd stop. And then I'd pee and then I'd stop. Like I didn't want someone to hear me peeing.
never had that.
What
Water.
a wild thing, right?
It's so weird. Or like, you know, like you can pee silently and then sometimes you cannot pee silently.
Oh, I don't pee silently.
I'm a horse.
I don't pee silently.
It's a bucket when it goes.
I would say that's one really beautiful thing about my best friend.
You were gonna say about my vagina.
About my bladder.
No, I can hold my pee. Well,
we were road trippers, so we had to know how to hold the pee.
Yeah. But no, my best friend, poop was just it was just the thing that you did.
Yeah.
And it was whatever. And I like that. I feel like literally helped me grow as a person. So
Yeah. Another one that I thought of when you were talking about, I forget which one it was that you were talking about. Anyways, I was in grade 6 and I got invited to this party with all these girls and it like their parents and anyways, it was like a big group party of like teenagers and I guess preteens, I guess at that age. Anyways, it was a pool party and I had went and gotten changed. And at this age, you wear like a little, like I had like a little bra. And since it was a pool party, I forgot, like when I got changed, I had put the little bra on and I had walked out with that and my shorts on, thinking that I was in like my bathing suit. And then someone tapped on my shoulder and they were like, honey, you're in your bra. And I sprinted back in the house. I was so utterly embarrassed. And I still, yes, I remember that to the day because I'm like, that was the worst. And I'm sure nobody else.
It's funny because that's not, well, now, I mean, like.
Oh, if I walked in a bra now, I would think whatever. But like when you're like,
it's funny.
Huh?
Yeah, it's just funny how it's so different when you're little. Actually, I have embarrassing stories. It's all coming back to me now.
Good.
We should sing this Lady on them. Okay. So I remember being in Walmart with my mother. Okay, so we're in Walmart and I like was just starting to need a bra and mom like there was other girls there and stuff and like held a bra up to me and was like, oh, how about this one? And I remember being like, why would you do that to me, you cruel, cruel woman? The other time was I used to dance competitively and we like went away for a dance weekend. And my mom ran out into the middle of the street and mooned a whole other vehicle of dancer friends in front of all the other dance moms. And on that same trip, she also flashed them all in the adjacent vehicle. And I was like, cool. Thanks for that, Mom. That was wicked. And
the
honestly,
amount of times, sorry.
Yeah, I think that she just like it fueled her fire to ruin my life. To embarrass me with that kind of thing. Because it deaded me, especially the mooning and the flashing thing. I remember sitting in the back of the car crying because I was like, what is happening right now? And I am really such a prude compared to like, well, everyone I am. Mom even flashed people when we were camping last time. We went, well, not
The entire family. Not just butt, but like butt and bent over too far. Oh, I was gonna say something boobs. When little boobs were coming in, stayed little forever, unfortunately. But I remember Dad and all his buddies saying nice nubs, and I'm pretty sure one
Inappropriate. So inappropriate. Those men are so, like,
need smacks.
I have so many bad words that I could say about them.
Yeah, well, one of them recently was here and again was making comments about my non-existent boobs, and I'm like, still inappropriate.
What?
Ah!
I missed this. I wasn't there.
The way I would have said something, though.
I think I'm at that point in my life where I'd be like, you may leave.
Yeah.
Leave the premises. Well,
there's no way I would take that. That is insane, inappropriate, and gross. But yeah, these full-grown men in their 30s and 40s would call our boobs nubs and, yeah, had names. And they thought it was funny. No.
Well, yeah, it was so not acceptable.
Gross.
One more that was really bad. The other ones are like less bad, but one that was really bad is, well, I got my period early, 3rd grade, but in the 6th grade, I got my period and I bled through my chair. And it was like a pajama day at school, and the only reason I remember that is because I sat there till everyone left while there was like awkward conversation. So I was in there for probably over half an hour just waiting for everyone to vacate, like at the end of the day, school. And then my teacher gave me her robe because it was like a pajama day thing. I took it to the bathroom and to take care of it. Thank goodness my teacher was a female and she was super nice and okay about it. But yeah, that haunted me because people kept being like, what are you doing? Come on, let's go. Let's get up. Let's like, why are you sitting there? And I'm like, no, just.
What grade were you again?
That was in grade 6.
Grade 6, okay. Yeah. Which I think, is that early? I don't know. No.
She was 8 when she got her period.
I know, yeah.
Got it. But in grade 6, there was still a lot of girls that didn't have it, or if they did, they were more discreet about it.
Yeah.
I couldn't always hide it because it was just so bad a lot of the time.
That's another thing that was really embarrassing for me. I was in grade 8 at the time, and our school was having like this, not a marathon, I don't know, it was a run of some sort, however long it was. I don't know if it was like 5K, 10K, I don't know, however long. And it was like either the beginning of the year or the end of the year. It was most likely end of the year. And it was super hot out. And I thought I was hot shit. So I was wearing these tiny little shorts and top. And I loved running and I loved working out. So I was busting my balls and I was super sweaty. And when I got back, anyway, someone was like, oh my God, you got your period, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my gosh. And you could see apparently. Anyways, no, it was just sweat. I just had a sweaty butt and cooch. But at the time, that was very embarrassing because I'm like flaunting. I got these short little shorts on and all these guys are around. No, just sweaty, gross.
Another one into my brain. For starters, which would have been worse? Being sweaty or having your period? Like, I feel like both are embarrassing. But
both are embarrassing. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was embarrassing that I thought I was so hot and in these tiny shorts and then I just got,
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember it's really embarrassing. And it's worse because I wanted to have boobs and didn't, so the bra that I was wearing was probably too big. Guys did this thing where they're like, oh, you can't touch your elbows together. Yeah. And I did that in gym class, and I'm pretty sure because the bra didn't fit properly, you could just do everything at that angle and bent over.
Yeah.
Oh, and another one. On a cruise ship, doing that surfer thing.
Oh, yeah.
Bathing suit top came off. I stood up, didn't notice, and my friend was too embarrassed. She didn't tell me.
I forgot that part.
Yeah, so took a minute. for me to realize with all these people standing
She
in
didn't tell you? That's not very nice.
Why are there so many mean people in this world? That is ridiculous.
Yeah. So
Nina, any others?
I'm sure there is. No, I can't think of anything. Yeah, I don't know.
Tally, do you have any more?
I have one but I don't know how like inappropriate it is, but like I don't particularly find it embarrassing, but it was only embarrassing when my ex told people because he was proud of me for doing it. We were left a wedding, and we were on the highway between like we're going down Banff, like through Banff where the ice fields are, and it's like a single lane kind of road. It was icy. People are driving like ding dongs. And I was like, oh no. And I was like, oh no, I'm bleeding through my tampon. I gotta change it. And he had just blew past a ton of people. So if we pulled over, all the like all the passing we would have done would have been for none. So then I changed it, squatted on the seat, changed it, and then put in a thing in on the side, and then threw that out later. And I was like, okay, kind of badass, I guess, that I did that, so we didn't have to stop and waste all this time. But then, because he was so proud, and she's like, my wife did this, and he told people, and that was the embarrassing part. But now I'm telling everyone, so,
Neither have I.
Yeah, well,
I don't know how I feel about any of it.
If I had to change my tampon, I would do it discreet. I don't know if I would get up on the seat and squat. I think I would do it. Huh?
Otherwise, when it's that big. So you had to be in like a squatty position.
I don't know. Anyways, I think I would find a way to not do it. Like I maybe crawl into the back, or I don't know. I would do something. But like, if my husband brought it up and told someone they were proud, I would be like, "You're a gross person. You're gross." But like, why would someone be proud of that? Isn't that weird? Or is that me?
I just think if my husband talked about that in general, I would be like,
yeah,
I think that I'm going to.
Isn't that weird, right?
I didn't particularly love that.
Yeah,
but
yeah, we all find different things
embarrassing, I guess.
Yeah, you know what keeps popping up? Two people have sent me is on Instagram, and it's probably on TikTok, that husband's fetish of the tampons. Has anyone seen it?
Oh my gosh, I just saw that. Who sent? Was it you or Quinn sent it to me?
Quinn, because he's a neat
and I
little...
haven't watched it yet. I guess I won't.
Okay. Well, we're gonna tell you.
No, I don't want. Okay.
Dehydrated.
Okay. So wait. Okay. So the story is this guy, this husband, or his wife. Let me restart. This husband. Pardon? This husband writes in to this thing being like, my wife thinks I'm in the wrong, this and that, here's why. This man has a dehydrator and he makes jerky in it. So his wife sees that the dehydrator's done cooking, it's whatever, it's ready. She opens it and she finds dehydrated tampons. Her used dehydrated tampons. And essentially, over the past months, he has been collecting her used tampons that she puts in the garbage, puts them in the dehydrator, and he puts them, when he feels so, in his morning coffee because it makes him feel like she is a part of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to try and eat her one day.
Literally.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then he's going to prison.
Yeah.
He should go now.
Yeah.
That's such a violation of something, of hers in a sense, I feel like, that I maybe she should send him to prison.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's, there's a lot of sick things in this world, but that was one I was ignorantly blissful to being a thing.
That was like another one. You guys want to hear another ghost story? This guy, it's not as bad, and it makes me ill. This guy, and I think he would also eat humans. He cooks like an entire pig's head from like Kira, and it's cooked, and he has this look about him, and he has a woman with him, and the woman's looking at him like so grossed out. She looks disgusted by him. Anyways, and she like sits down. He goes and he's standing. He has a glass of champagne. He goes, bends down, takes a bite of the snout of the pig. The nose.
There's just like things that are on the internet that I hope that people do just to be like, ah.
Yeah.
But then if someone's thought it, I feel like the general rule of thumb is someone's done it, and it bothers me.
People are disgusting. Some people are so disgusting. And I'm like, that guy would eat a human.
Guys, you're literally making me feel nauseous.
Oh.
I know.
Well, if we do an episode on biggest fears, since I
Yeah. It's disgusting. It's so gross. So, yes, those. I'm trying to think of some more. Oh, yeah, like, I guess something that when I first got married, or like, I guess first started having sex, that made me always awkward was like sex sounds, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously now, that like doesn't phase you. Nothing phases you when you get married and you're with someone for however long. But like the noises initially, you're like, oh my god, oh oopsies.
I remember still to this day, like, I don't think I ever got quite comfortable with it. It'd still make me laugh, like, because I was anxious a little bit, but like, if going in at the wrong angle, you get all the air in there, and then you get like
churning butter.
Oh, let's not call it that. But they're churning the butter wrong. It's coming out bad.
It's funny. It really cracks me up. Like afterwards, this is gonna be an episode for older people. I'm gonna have to make fun of them though. But like afterwards, when you like walk to the, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but like you walk to the bathroom, I have to like cut myself because I'm like queefing out cum. I guess because I don't use condoms. But
I think I've only had X person come in me like a couple times because otherwise it was pull-out method or condoms. I do remember that being like not very comfortable.
I think over the 5 years of being married, I've used a condom twice.
Yeah, but you have IUDs and I couldn't do that because birth control makes me even more batshit crazy than I already am.
Yeah, well, it really didn't play out good for me because I got married and I was like refusing to get an IUD because I was like, I don't want hormones in my body, blah, blah, blah. But then you get pregnant and your hormones are out the wall and you're like, well, maybe I should get an IUD because Tanner doesn't like condoms and I don't like condoms. So it was like, I got an IUD. Anyway, so, yep.
Anything fun you want to share, Zena?
No.
Anything?
Zena, open up. It's okay. I really want to hear some stories, Zena. Come on, give it to us. Give it to us.
No,
Give it to me, baby.
All my other ones are scarring, and I'm not sharing that. So
come on, we want to hear the scarring ones, please.
maybe
Like in a bad way.
Yeah.
Oh, boo.
Yeah. Maybe after I'm divorced, whenever that finally happens. Well, we haven't updated you on that yet. I will have to do that after.
Zena has.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Embarrassing.
I think I'm more.
Let me say,
While you think, I'll just like talk.
Once.
Oh yeah.
And I did wake up under a table wearing nothing but a Star Wars t-shirt, well, like Genshin stuff, but like a Star Wars t-shirt and a fur coat. I don't remember the rest of the night.
Wasn't this a party at Quinn's old place?
I know that I was like,
or with what group? Yeah.
Point, I don't know whose house. I don't remember anything. And I think that part of that is probably like a protection of me not remembering the embarrassing things that I probably did.
I don't know, it sounds like a great visit.
Okay, yeah. It was, and it's funny because at first I was like, that's so funny. And then the older I get, the more I'm like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
What was wrong with me? There's so many things I look back on and I'm like, Oh no.
I mean, not a great outfit to wear in front of tons of people, but it sounds like a great outfit. And at least you were wearing Ginch.
True. It's a good one.
It's a win.
I hate the times that I have overdrank in life because I hate not remembering. It's like it bothers me so much when you're like, oh my gosh, what did I say? What did I do? Did I upset someone? Did I do this? Do that? Like your brain just like the entire next day it wrecks you, huh?
Did I run away?
Yeah.
Recently, I thought I didn't remember something. Something like when you said, "Oh, that happened." No, I did remember it later. It's just my memory's not crap. Like, but yeah, it does haunt you when you think you can't remember something.
There's only been a handful of times I've been like that. And I was like, it was before I was married. Oh, this is funny. Okay, this is embarrassing. I got one.
Right?
Yeah, when I fell.
Yeah.
So, our like it was a client. I was doing her hair, but her husband was selling like really cheap vodka by like the case, and it was really good vodka, but like we bought like 12 bottles of it, like 12 wine bottles, so 750 milliliters, I guess. So 12 of those for like barely any money, and it was like really good. You could just drink it straight. And we were having martinis or something one night, and I don't even remember why, but I was like, went to bed. We were newly married, so I didn't sleep with clothes on at all during this time. I don't even think we did anything because I was drinking too much. But I had to go to the bathroom, maybe, or I actually don't remember.
I should remember you stood up on the
I
bed.
stood up on my bed and then fell off of my bed
into the closet.
into like the closet door and wall, and then proceeded to like crumple and fall and then be like
face first though.
but like yeah, face like this, boom, and then lay there naked on the floor laughing because I was like, what is wrong with me? Why did I stand up on the bed? Yeah.
Oh, I was
Also,
really hoping that you peed yourself.
I didn't. I don't do that. My other sister here likes to pee herself when she drinks too much. It's not when you drink too much, it's when you're throwing up because you drink too much. You always pee yourself.
It's when I throw up in general. Anytime. Sick, overdrank, just the bladder control is not strong with this one. I do any strain and pee myself. Hell, I can't go to a trampoline air park without wearing a pad because every time I jump, I pee a little.
Wait till you're a mom. Damn. If it's happening that bad now.
Yeah,
I've always had
you're
it.
gonna need surgery or something.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I'll just constantly live in Nick's underwear or something like that.
Yeah.
Just so expensive, but it will be all my underwear.
Yeah.
This is it's kind of funny, but also like embarrassing to think about now, especially because I'm so hyper prepared now if there's an earthquake. And I think we've talked about my fear of earthquakes on here before. We had an earthquake like quite a few years ago. Like we lived in our old place. We didn't have kids. We just had our dog Kyler, and it was not a big earthquake, but we were sitting and it felt like someone had slapped. It felt like a giant hand slapped our couch and just moved it like an inch off the wall. So the couch moved forward. And Quinn was sitting there absolutely fascinated. He thought that this is the coolest phenomenon that's ever happened. And within like 4 seconds, I had grabbed our dog and dog food and the keys and was ready to leave. Back to the, like, what was that? But the dog and dog food, nothing for me.
But you have to be so hyper prepared now that you have kids and you have it all in your van all ready to go because that way it's already ready.
That I send an emergency kit with my kids when they go with other people for more than a day. I'm like, you need this just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing,
No.
but it's just funny compared to like, you know, my 21-year-old self. I think I was probably 21 at the time.
That is funny.
Oh.
That's another thing that I was thinking of. I was in high school and I was like manager of the high school boys football team because the guy I was with at the time was on it.
Oh.
And for whatever reason, we were like, oh my gosh, I think one of the guys was like, let's see who can kick the highest. So it was like, I wonder if I can give an example. They were like seeing how like we put their hands like up here high and they were like, let's see how high we can kick. Anyways, I was wearing like, I think it was slippery, like rain. Maybe that's just my excuse in my head. Anyways, I like go to kick, but I kick so hard that my other foot lifts up off the ground and I go right on my ass in front of the entire team. So embarrassing at the time. Now I'm like, wow, I was so stupid that I even cared what they think. But at the time, I was like, oh my God, don't look at me. The stupid things that get you when you're like at that age and you think it's going to matter forever. And then, I mean, it still haunts me, I guess. So maybe it matters a little.
I think if that happened to me now, I'd probably be really embarrassed. I hate that being embarrassed. Like, honestly, the fear of being embarrassed has kept me from trying or doing so many things in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With my friend group, they're always doing like challenges
Mm-hmm.
and different funny things. Like, you can't hang out with some of them without some form of a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And some people just be like, I want to do it so badly, but I'm like, what if I look like an idiot? And then I don't. And so that's annoying. But I've gotten better over the years. But
I feel like I've been embarrassed so much in my life that I just don't care with that sort of thing. But one thing that controls a lot of my decisions will be guilt. And yet it still doesn't stop me. I still make decisions.
That's funny. Yeah, I do feel like out of the three of us, Natalia handles embarrassment now. I just feel like you have a different confidence, like what looks like skateboarding and learning that kind of new stuff. I'm like, I am too nervous to pick up, like, to go buy a skateboard and be like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I don't know. I just like, I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe I would. I don't know. But it scares me.
Hannah, you did just pick up the skateboard when we were in San Francisco and just skateboard around like a pro. So,
well, that one was very easy. It was a very flat, straight road. Let's just preface that. Because the last time I got on one of those, I think I was with Nikisa and I was going down a hill. Not even that big of a hill. It was just a decent descent. I don't know. And I biffed it so bad, I like wrecked my entire shoulder. I looked like the is that his name? The Rock? Like the guy in Fantastic Four. He's like the Rock guy. It was like so like scabbed and crust. It was gross. Anyways, I felt like I was turning into him with that scab.
You know what's embarrassing is I was must have been in grade 6 or 7, and I had this friend and she was all about sneakers, and I like spilt juice on her shoe by accident, like a 5 Alive pop can, a little juice on her shoe. That's it. And then she chased me, and she like pushed me from behind, and I think I don't know why she was so malicious. Anyways, I like fell and like took the skin off of like road rash this side of my face. And I remember just like being so embarrassed that my face was like it was so gross. Like it got yellow. Like, you know when it gets like that yellow, gross, scabby, but like it was my whole face. It hurt to talk. Like that was. I don't have a scar from that. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Not a scar, but I remember being so embarrassed, like when it was like all scabby.
It must have been psycho. That is crazy.
She is a super nice chick. I think it was more of an accident. Yeah. And I was, even at the time, I was like, oh, it's fine. And then I'm pulling rocks out of my face.
I'm pretty sure I've done mean things by accident and then hated myself for it. Like, I remember this one kid.
Like when you stabbed a boy I liked with a pencil?
No, that wasn't bad.
That was on purpose.
We didn't leave. didn't respect my household. No, he was doing like a trust fall, and it was me and this other girl. And then we stepped away, and he fell. And then I immediately felt which is such an a-hole. Like, why would you? Why?
I
And
did that to Mom. I still feel so guilty for it. We were at the cabin. And she was going to sit back down at the computer at like a chair like this. And I like moved it back a little bit thinking I was being like, haha, it's so funny. And she fell and started crying. And then I started crying. I'm so sorry. She was so upset. And then I was so upset. And it's just awful.
Oh, it was even worse. I'm like, I'm sorry. I thought this would be funny. I wasn't thinking, and I tried to apologize to him, but then he was so mad at me, and then I felt that's fair.
Yeah, that would suck. It's always the worst when someone's like hurt and mad, and you really didn't need to. But okay, this will be my last embarrassing story. I was in grade 6 at the time, I think. Grade 6 or grade 8, one of the two. And this very sweet but very short Filipino sweet little guy had a guitar, and he liked me, and he wrote me a song, and he sang me this song that he wrote and played his guitar in front of everybody, and then asked me out, and I had to say no. I was not interested. And it was just so embarrassing. I just like the thought of it. I was just what a sweet guy. He's probably so nice. And I'm just like, oh no, don't write songs for people that you don't barely know. Just maybe do. I don't know. Maybe look at you somewhere.
Like, maybe that's just exactly what got him a very nice wife.
Yes. Maybe. I wish I remembered the song. What?
You don't like that? I mean, I've had people write me songs.
I would rather die. Like, I would not want someone to, unless they are a musician and they can have like a studio, and like dedicate the song to you. No, don't.
But like to write me a song, but don't sing it to me, because then that's uncomfortable to sit through.
Yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't say weirdo. I bet. I don't know. That's a tough one. That would be very embarrassing for me. I'm not like that.
It was very embarrassing, but
I had something. It was there, and now it's out of my brain because I got so embarrassed for you. Speaking of me embarrassed, like I for years couldn't watch Never Been Kissed because it was too embarrassing. Still can't.
Yeah.
I find it kind of funny, but like, ooh.
Or like one where Superstar, what's it called? Anyway, she makes out, like that, and then she makes out with the tree, I think, and just like these certain things, and I'm like,
I think it's called Superstar. Yeah. Before we wrap it up, unless anyone has any, do we have favorite songs of the week?
I'm just gonna throw a song out there that I like, because I wouldn't say I have one of the week.
I will say that Benson Boone song, Beautiful Things, I played it a few times today because I saw his performance, and I sent it to Natai because I was like, damn, look at this man go. Like, he's so not my type at all, but I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Vienna?
No.
I'll send it to you. It is like a beautiful thing.
I don't know if I've said this song yet. I am not who I was by Chance Tina, but that song I'd love. And I've loved it for a very long time, but that's a win for me. Oh, and Husavik from Eurovision.
Oh, that's so funny.
I love that song.
Carnival of Animals, The Swan. That piece of music I've been listening to my whole life, but I've been listening to it this week. And that's mine.
I can't think of mine. I'll have to say it next week because it's a really good song. It's just like a 90s rap song, but it's like very groovy. Zena, did you listen to it? Did you say? I forget.
No, I'm trying to think, like, feeling bad that I haven't listened to it. I'll have to check.
No, it's all good. But yeah, I'll have to put that. But next week, our episode is going to be a vlog. I've decided. You guys don't know. It is Tanner and I's 5-year anniversary. So I want to vlog everything that we're doing. Everything is a surprise. So I don't even know what we're vlogging. If I'm going to have anything to vlog, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm very excited. And then at the end of the episode, we will have a fun, exciting announcement to share as well. So I think that's it.
Wonderful.
Well,
Thanks for tuning in.
yeah.
Killing yourself.
Stay strong, folks. The world is wild and awful and so much. So thanks again for listening and have a wonderful week.
Bye.
Bye.